Holy sh... I ain't never getting used to that.
Greetings, Captain.
Dust off complete. Orbital pattern locked in.
Oh, I never get tired of that.
Docking cycle complete.
Hi. Please disregard. I attempted an informal greeting, but I am dissatisfied with the results.
Commander Ikande is the heart and soul of UC SysDef. I'd follow him to the ends of the galaxy.
I saw one of the ensigns get an Alpha Centauri from Officer Petrosian the other day. Most of our operations team graduated
Need
top of
anything
their
before you
class
head
at
to
the
Bannock?
academy.
Nice work. Let me take a look. We were aware that Miss LaRue was involved with Fergus Wickham. When her body was recovered, SysDef assumed he was the culprit. Sounds like we had it wrong. Should have pinned the murder on this Clay Dietrich perp. Well, we'll have to clear that up. Nice find. Find anything else? All right. Keep up the good work. You're not gonna let this go, are you? You're right. I did. I suppose I'm hesitating because I'm not sure you'll like what I have to say. Would it shock you to learn that I spent some time in prison? I suppose that makes me a hypocrite. Oh, does it now? Was I giving off some kind of ex-con sort of vibe? Well, give me a chance to explain. I grew up in the Well in New Atlantis. Parents made barely enough money to keep the lights on in our apartment. After I dropped out of school, they begged for me to look for work. But I realized it was a lot easier to simply take whatever I wanted instead. A year after that, I'm a career criminal with UC security breathing down my neck, and my parents kicking me out of the house. That's just it, though. I was having the time of my life, earning way more than I needed to simply get by and loving every minute of it. Back then, if you would have told me one day I'd be wearing this uniform, I'd have said you were out of your mind. Thanks. I'm quite proud of where I've ended up. Let's just say the years after my time in the Well were filled with highs and lows. Look, the point is that I felt you deserved to know a bit about my past, to know where my anger towards the fleet comes from. You're welcome. Well, I think you've had enough for now. You get the point. let's get back to it before Keyboy writes us a citation for loitering. Even as long ago as the Narian War, Galbank used an extremely potent level of encryption on their currency. Unfortunately, the unlocked ciphers are lost to time. However, if you can bring us one of Galbank's old transfer modules, I know it would help. Don't worry, I'm sure some of the techs at MAST will be able to work with whatever you bring to reverse the encryption. 2 reasons. First, Commander Akande's playing this operation extremely close to the vest. That means keeping prisoners under his own roof until this is resolved. Second, this is an undercover mission. For our safety and yours, we need to keep these prisoners out of the spotlight. Anything you can tell us would be helpful. Yeah, I heard they even sent word to some of the contacts you met. They're writing an awful lot of checks they can't cover without Crix's legacy, but we'll be ready for them. Anything else? Damn it. I was afraid of that. I'll warn our ships to use looser formations. Hopefully Durand isn't as clever as she thinks she is, or you can help us take the batteries down when the attack begins. Was that all? Okay, well, if anything else springs to mind before you leave, please let me know. We'll provide you with information. It'll help you maintain your... They're pirates in every sense of the word, but they've managed to get more organized under their current leadership. That makes them especially dangerous, but hopefully it makes them a little more predictable, too. You come back alive. You hear me?
Yes?
Wherever the Crimson Fleet go, we'll follow.
Hi there, Captain.
Let me guess. You missed me and you couldn't. Only if it's going to make me smile. I can't believe how perfectly we were made for each other. Oh, I love our little chats. You know how to make a woman feel special.
Sam has had a lot to say about you. I can't believe you're fine with bringing my daughter along on all your adventures. And encouraging Sam with all this constellation is great for core nonsense. It's dangerous. She's 12. She doesn't know what she wants. She doesn't really understand what she risks. But, really, this is Sam's fault. I just wish you wouldn't encourage him. So I'm sure Sam's told you all about me. Go on, ask whatever you want. He did? That's some serious ancient history. Well, we came across what remained of the pirates that attacked him, and the way he flew, fearless, brave, unpredictable. If there were any contraband on his ship, that would be such a waste of talent. Fortunately, any cargo he had was jettisoned in the fight. Understood? A confidential informant was supposed to arrange transport off that rock, but I lost contact with him. The Syndicate got to him, and it was only a matter of time before they found me out. I owe you for the assist. It's complicated. Oh, so complicated. Cora's the one who reached out to me a couple years ago. We exchanged messages. Then the little scam convinced me to join a book club with her. I mean, books are fine, but the looks I got from my fellow Rangers reading Alexander Dumas, we do strange things for kids.
Talk later, then.
Textbook there. We're free.
Landing struts primed. Retros firing. Hey, Dad. Want to hear a poem I wrote? It's called a haiku. I just read about them.
A haiku? That sounds exciting. Let's hear it.
Okay.
Not bad.
Hello,
Hey, can you
Captain.
write it down so I can carry a copy with me? What do we got?
Captain Richard, do you require my assistance?
Where to next?
Time to greet the stars. Everything looks so pretty up here. We're in orbit.
Good day, Captain.
Then for this moment to stay.
It's nothing like hitting orbit.
Might need to hit the key soon for a resupply. The fleet looks after its own. Mostly. If a ship jettisons their cargo, usually I let them live. Plenty of marks to go around. It's a good time to be a pirate. The key acknowledging fleet vessel. Welcome home.
Docking complete.
Board's green. Ready for what comes next. I can't stand what you did. It goes against everything Constellation stands for, what I stand for. But the mission has got to come first, so keep it together. You are one piece of work. I was meaning to check in with Cora anyway. Make sure your ship's still in one piece. And there you are. Great. Let's go then.
Captain Richard, greetings.
Yeah?
So there I am. You see security on my tail. My grab.
I have about 1 million things to do. Don't you have somewhere to be?
I'd love to take your money, but your ship's in perfect condition. Shop's always open as long as your money's good.
If you need credits, hit up the mission boards at the core.
I heard Isla's sister is some hardcore mercenary. I wouldn't get on her bad side.
Gotta sort him. Rook. Think these new shield schematics?
The fleet protects our fleet before everything.
We're not gonna send a route to some irradiated planet to chip rock. Long live the fleet.
Tell us what the future holds for the Crimson Fleet.
Changes are coming, Gale. Huge changes. Crimson Fleet will soon be a much bigger player in this little game between the members of the settled systems.
That's quite a bold statement. Would you care to elaborate?
Well, let's just say that I'm on the brink of a score so large, it makes everything else pale in comparison. Beyond that, you just have to wait and see.
If you aren't willing to discuss the details, why grant SSNN this interview?
Simple. I refuse to allow the UC to spin or bury the story, making it sound like they're in complete control of the situation. I'm gonna tell you right now, they aren't.
Why does the Crimson Fleet need to make this mysterious move that you're being so evasive about?
I know SysDef instructed you to draw this meeting out as long as possible. So let me sum this up. I intend to make sure that the Crimson Fleet becomes the United Colony's worst nightmare.
What kind of name is SysDef anyway?
I mean, nothing in this universe will stop me from achieving that goal.
There are those that would disagree with you and claim this interview is grandstanding, or worse, a recruitment tool. After all, SSNN reaches every corner of the settled system, and your aspirations could inspire the Directionalists to turn to the fleet.
You and the sheep that listen to your garbage can believe whatever the hell you want. If you were so worried about what I had to say, you wouldn't have allowed yourself to be brought here.
Ask Jazz about anything that last job didn't pan out. I need something bigger.
If you're doing any lifting later, I can spot you.
You check out the Reckoner's core? She's a beaut, ain't she?
I see. Good luck with the mission. Very. You'll get a location with the target goods. We don't care how you get it, as long as you deliver. You get caught, that's on you. I'm constantly scanning for valuable shipments. You'll be given a target ship transport in the system. Just be sure you have the... We have contacts throughout the... Smuggling requires a... if you want... Good, because I do hate repeating myself. Be seeing you.
I hope Bug has something strong enough to knock me out.
I hope the fleet knows how lucky they are to have us. This is the life, right?
We call UCC staff sharks, but to the fleet, they are just bait.
I need to get off my ass and do a job. Maybe a heist. No, maybe both. But first, another drink.
Need something?
Nothing like the smell of a dead shark. After you cook up with an energy.
If you got any spare credits, you just need to announce your
It's good to be back. Goodbye.
I've got bounties in every season. Elgato sure likes you. I don't think he even notices me. Captains get better uniforms, better perks. I get you.
Boss over by the backbone.
Certainly. Let's talk about something else. How did the Crimson Scar become the Crimson Fleet?
After I busted out of the lock, I decided to take things to the next level. I had the key, a few UC ships, and a couple of ex-cons at my side. But I needed more, so I sent out the call. Once word got around, it didn't take long for freelance pirates from every corner of the 7 systems to show up.
And this is how the Crimson Fleet was born.
Exactly. The key became our base of operations. We spent months reinforcing our position there, making it nearly impossible to approach.
What was the UC's response to the situation?
First of all, UC security gave up command and reins over to the big
The
guns.
fleet's the only family you need.
Need to have a Ludra take
The Navy in turn sent ships to attack the key. I'd say there have been 3 major attacks
Got
in the
mixed
last
feelings
few
about
years.
my last job.
And as you
On the
can tell
one
by the
hand,
fact we're having
lost
this
a
interview,
But
all
on the
the
other
attacks
hand,
were embarrassing failures.
Do you feel these
feel better
embarrassing failures led them to form UC systems?
This is their bar?
Absolutely.
I've been in shiftier joints
Clearly
than
given
me.
up and decided to shove the
I just expected
responsibility
a
onto
few
a separate
dead
division.
bodies here and there.
That way, in the
Official
public eye,
security on
they
the
usually
key.
they usually give
But
a
we'll
fellow
always
working
be
proud and
Kick his
strong,
face,
while
John
you
was
see
bulletproof.
Sysdef continually takes
I've got a
over
broken
blame.
rib that says otherwise.
It's all about PR spin for them, Gale. That's how the UC operates. Kinda disgusting, don't you think?
Sounds a bit like you're trying to deflect attention off the atrocities the Crimson Fleet commits on a daily basis.
Atrocities, huh? How about fighting the Freestar Collective over a bunch of rocks hanging in space?
Don't even try to rip me off. I know value when I see it. We can talk about whatever you want, as long as you got the creds. Don't be a stranger.
Is something wrong?
Always listen to Delgado. Are you looking to start something? Because I'll finish it.
First time visiting the infirmary, huh? Try not to get... That's what they all say, until they stumble in bleeding out on my floor. So here's what's what. You need medpacks, curatives, preventatives, I've got you covered. At least as long as my current supply holds out. You need enhancer? In the fleet, someone has to... This way, I've got a good idea of if they come in for any... Hopefully, that won't be often. Now, if you don't need any... I'll be the judge of that. Nothing a little ducting. This might leave a scar, but that's what an... Done. A little more caution. Now, there's an offer I didn't expect. If you really want to, as in someone who knows how to get... Well, you'd be one. I politely request... I think he's back. I want you to make sure... You can threaten him all you want, but if you start a fight in the clinic, the fleet's not rolling in to back you up. Be careful. I don't have endless supplies, you know.
Always ask for a bigger cut. It's all about making those credits. Every captain here's earned their stripes. Bleeding for the fleet.
I heard Estelle's a drinker. Lots of people drink. I drink. You drink. I'm just saying.
So wait, say that again. You think I'm who?
Stop playing games. We both know your real name is Leonel Soto, and you know why I'm here.
Who are you? Fleet? Ecliptic? An independent?
I've spent 2 long years and every credit I had looking for you, just so I could look you in the eye before I pulled the trigger.
Hey, what's with the gun? There must be some mistake. I honestly don't know who you are.
Of course you don't know who I am. Let me just ask you one final question before we wrap up.
Fine. Go ahead.
When is enough going to be enough? How many credits does Jasper Cricks need until he's satisfied?
You see, you'll never.
I should have expected you to
You'd have
ask
to
such
catch
a
us
stupid
first.
question. How the hell could you ever understand? You with your fancy education and your sheltered upbringing and your cushy media job. Me, I came from nothing. Everything I own, I've literally drawn blood to gain.
There's no need to get personal. I'm simply trying to state the facts so that our listeners can make judgments of their own.
Lady, I got news for you. Half of your listeners think I'm a hero. The other half are scared out of their goddamn minds, and they should be.
Perhaps we should talk about something else.
No, that's it. We're done. Can you guys get her the hell out of here? Make sure she takes all this sound equipment with her.
Well, that's it then. Thank you for your...
Actually, before you go, Gail, there's one more thing I would like to say.
Yes, of course. What is it?
When you broadcast this interview on SSNN, I want you to remember that I'll be listening. If you edit even one word or manipulate my voice to change anything I've said, I will hunt you down and kill you in front of everyone. Do you understand?
I understand. You have my word. Tell us about your arrest.
Oh, my arrest was spectacular. Definitely one for the record books. UC Security sent an armada after our little fleet of ships and picked us off one by one until the remainder of us made it to the wheel.
For a listener's benefit, that was the star station in orbit around Voli that you destroyed just before your arrest, correct?
You see, that's what they'd have you believe, but the truth is much less sinister. There was a firefight on the wheel when they tried to bring us in. We holed up, but UC Security only. The damage...
Hello, everyone. I'm Gail Dunnigan of SSNN, and this is Galact Talk. My guest tonight is one of the most notorious criminals in the settled systems. His ruthlessness and desire for wealth has landed him squarely at the top of the wanted list for every major law enforcement agency in the galaxy.
Our own.
I am, of course, speaking of the self-appointed leader of the Crimson Fleet himself, Jasper Cricks. Good evening, Mr. Cricks.
Good evening, Gale.
Even pirates
Thank you
need to
for
shout.
accepting
This looks
my
like I'm getting
invitation.
here.
Yes, well, being blindfolded and then jumped to what appears to be an abandoned mining facility isn't exactly what I'd call an invitation.
Well, I'm sure you're not surprised that your request for an interview would come with some very specific conditions.
Frankly, I was a bit surprised to receive any type of response at all. Would you mind telling me why you decided to do this interview?
Because there comes a time in every pirate's life where they have to make an extremely important decision. Do they take a leap and become one of the most legendary pirates in history? Or do they simply sputter on, subsisting on freighters and deep space privateers?
So are we to assume that you're taking the leap? That Jasper Cricks is moving on to bigger and better things in his life?
That's spot on, Gale. That's exactly why you're here.
Interesting. Well then, would you mind sharing with us exactly what your particular leap entails?
In due time. There's no rush.
So tell us about Jasper Cricks' version of the Crimson Scar.
All I can tell you is that under my guidance, the Crimson Scar became more influential than every other syndicate combined. Here I was, 22 years old, and I had power, people that followed my orders, and an endless stream of credits. Gale, I have to tell you, I was having the time of my life.
So you consider extortion, robbery, burglary, kidnapping, assault, and murder to be positive life influences?
No. I consider them as just means to an end. Those so-called crimes were merely stepping stones until I had enough wealth to buy the Crimson Scar a few spacecraft.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Ask Jazz about any ship
satisfied
upgrades.
with terrorizing
Nothing
new
worse
agents
than a
of the
pirate
world.
ship with no
Oh,
personality.
I've never stopped reaching,
Weapons,
Gale.
ammo, mods,
The amount of
whatever
money
you
we
need.
were making in New
Still
Atlantis
have
was
nightmares
decent,
about
but
that job
the
in
really
Cheyenne.
big scores were in space,
It was
on the
everything
cargo
wrong.
ships. We're talking millions of credits, maybe more. Who the hell could count it all?
Most people assume this is when the UC decided to actively set up a task force to pursue the Crimson Scar.
That's correct. Those idiots in charge of the United Colonies
You don't
were clearly
make it in this
embarrassed
life
that
without
they
a
had allowed
good
the
weapon.
Crimson Scar to
You don't
make the
steal
jump
from
into
your
space.
own.
Not unless you want the
They
whole
sent
station
ships
on your
after us.
ass.
Lots of ships. I almost think that they enjoy starting wars.
Perhaps this
Need
was the
something?
first time you had
These
finally
materials don't
reached
sell
too
themselves.
You could say that. I count my time running the Crimson Scar as a learning
Too many
experience.
missions. Not enough time.
I wouldn't say I reached too far. I'd say I reached too fast. Didn't cover all my bases. Made some stupid mistakes. One thing's for certain, though. When I was finally arrested and thrown into the lock, I had plenty to
I
think
hope you
about.
came with credits.
In the fleet, you either put up, shut up, or die. Your choice.
Yeah?
I'm ready to get back out there. You didn't forget about me, did you? You got it.
As a captain, I try to set a good example. Or is it a bad example, since we're pirates? Yeah, beats me. That last job didn't pan out. I need something bigger.
Sharks are too scared to take the kid. Because it'll be more fun when the rabbit got the
I'm
gun.
gonna toss an old friendly.
Better get a move on before Dale sees you slacking.
Pirates I ever knew.
Those crabs ain't gonna steal themselves.
Come on, you need someone to carry all your junk, right?
Now what?
I'd kill for some more grog. I literally wrapped my hands around a man.
You have something for me? What'll it be, friend? Buying? Selling? The Trade Authority takes anything and everything. Oh, but the Crimson Fleet is. The business on the Key is... Not everyone thinks so. There are a few. Regardless. I was hoping you'd say that. You find anything of value, bring it here first.
I like my weapons like I like my coffee. Scalding.
Samina can do more than patch you up. She's got a drugs of every
A
kind.
slow ship will get you,
You know
caught.
what I mean?
Talk to Jazz if you need upgrades.
Long live the fleet.
Shouldn't you be on your way to Bannock by now? The toughest nut to crack is if UC Sistef brings in the Vigilance. That Commander Ikande has himself a hell of a ship there. Advanced shield tech, bristling with weapons. I would love to see that thing burn. If we hope to stand a chance against it, we need those defensive batteries, and Krix's legacy. The Crimson Fleet isn't really a fleet. It's an ideal. A principle that Crick sought to set up so that pirates didn't infight over scraps. Over time, that notion has been lost. Captains have been turning their backs on the fleet, doing jobs on the side, killing each other. Bringing Crick's legacy back to the fleet would be like validating everything Jasper Cricks believed in. And I'm certain it would unify us once again. Of course. Now get your ass to Bannock 4.
Nothing like the smell of a dead shark after you cook them with an energy blast.
Need to have Aludra take a look at this kinetic. Recoil's off.
Where did your stellar rise to infamy begin?
In the streets of New Atlantis. No parents.
If you're doing any lifting later, I can spot
Just
you.
a homeless punk kid robbing whoever he could for the credits.
Were these violent crimes? Murders?
I'm a bit offended you even asked that question, Gail. Sure, a few people
You check out the Reckoner's Core.
injuries, but I'm not some kind of butcher.
That doesn't sound as heartless as your reputation would
Bog's
imply.
grog is fine if you
Well, like I said, I was just a kid.
Were you ever caught by the authorities in New Atlantis?
Oh, dozens of times.
The
But
fleet
just
is
give them a
family.
fake name
What are
or
you looking at?
Slap me on the wrist and send me on my way. They obviously didn't think that I'd
Captain
amount to
Richard,
anything and
hello.
didn't want to waste
I
their time
am
with
satisfied to
rehabilitation.
see that you survived your most recent
Was it
sleep
the robbery
cycle.
in 2218?
2218. Oh, yeah. The Galbank archives. Very good, Gale. That would be when I rounded up a few of my buddies and we knocked the place over. Made off with a ton of credits. My first big score.
that why the Crimson Scar decided to bring you into their ranks?
That's right. They brought me in, taught me the ropes, and I did crimes for them for...
Pressure normalizing, undocking
5 years. Till I decided I wanted more. I got rid of their leader, put myself in his place, and started running the show. I've been the one in charge ever since.
Was it absolutely necessary to cut his throat and leave the body on a public street in the well?
On the street, reputation is everything. I wanted everyone in the city to know that Jasper Cricks was taking over. I think they got the message.
Porco, that room of yours better be clean next time I go in there.
I'll get to it, Dad. I promise.
This ain't like getting around to it, Tony. You understand?
Fine, okay.
And we're here. Port is clear. We're docked.
Captain Richard, it is pleasant to see you.
The fleet call us sharks. They know what happens when we see red.
Howdy. Early reports say your mission on the Siren was a success.
Glad to hear it. Let's see what you got. So, Mr. Yasso is actually Lionel Soto. We thought Soto was dead. At least, that's what the records told us. I'll have the records updated, but seeing as Mr. Yasso has surrounded himself with the Crimson Fleet, there isn't much we can do. Yet. That it? Okay, fine. I know there's more out there, so keep on it. We'll see you soon.